Go. Who the hell are you, man?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
We are the knights!
Hold on to your butt.
And now for something completely different.
Hello out there, and welcome to the Knights of Nerd 2 podcast. We're a podcast for all things nerd. My name is Chris. Did that go out before?
Yeah.
We started?
No,
Okay.
after.
Okay.
No.
All right.
We hit record.
I'm here along with...
Oh, it's me. I get into slap fights in a Georgian prison. It's John.
And I may not be who I seem. It may or may not be Sean.
So, folks, we have a relatively small episode here, and I think we teased both things, right? No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
So we got Extraction 2 came out, as promised from last week. We will be discussing Extraction 2, the sequel to a...
2020, I believe. Or is it 2021?
No, 2020.
2020 original Netflix movie starring Chris Hemsworth. So we'll be talking that. And then Secret Invasion came out. The newest of the Marvel TV shows came out on Disney Plus last week. Yep. So we will be discussing a couple episodes of that. We decided to postpone it. Chances are this will probably be the last time we talk about it until probably completion, right?
Yeah, probably.
I think it's like 6 or 7 episodes.
It's six, yeah.
Is it 6? Okay.
Yeah. But first, John, where's Sam?
Sam has been sucked into the Darkverse.
Ooh, lucky.
Yeah.
Is Russell Crowe a member of this one too?
Still, yeah.
Yeah, actually, in that universe, it actually happened. So.
Oh, which one is the
movies.
Darkverse
That's
again?
Universal. The Universal
Oh,
monsters.
yeah, okay, sorry. I thought there was
Actually, there's
another
no
name
Russell
for
Crowe.
it.
There's just Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah. Johnny Depp was the Invisible Man.
He's the tertiary. He's the tertiary personality. All right, so Sam's out this week.
Yep.
Can we? I'm sorry. I just looked at my. I was just trying to find a movie that I forgot to watch, and I opened up multiple movie apps on my phone, which is usually what happens. I did not realize that The Witcher came out today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 5 episodes of that, and then the Jack Ryan came out today. The final season of that came out.
Okay.
And Tour de France starts tomorrow, so I realized that 4th of July weekend, I am going to be watching so much TV where I should not be.
You should definitely not be watching any TV.
Yeah, I know, right? And it's not like the Tour de France is a quick half hour. It's 4 hours every day.
Yeah, but at least that gets done at you're done by 11 or 10 o'clock, right?
So it depends on the day. So tomorrow starts. There's pre-show at 6:30, and then I think it's a rolling start that usually cuts in around 8:15.
Okay.
So
is this a time trial just to start?
No,
it?
time trial is not until day 15.
Where are they starting this year?
Bilbao.
Oh, Spain.
Mm-hmm.
That is a
Not
different
France.
country.
It's not, so they usually start. So sometimes lately, or not lately, but they have been starting in different countries. Like one was Belgium.
Yeah, they'll do Belgium or Spain, but Bilbao is
Yep, you're over
not
there.
exactly over the border.
No, you're over there. So yeah, they've been starting at different countries. Usually they'll spend a day, maybe 2 there, and then they'll stick with the France. They'll do Alps,
Right.
Pyrenees, and then the Champs at the end. But
yeah, I never even realized until I don't know at some point that it's not the same course every year. I thought that was the whole thing.
No, I mean the last day is usually they'll touch the same routes, like the Alps. They'll finish typically in the same.
There's thankfully a lot of mountains in France, or there's a good amount, so they can hit a couple different.
A lot of this, so yeah, the mountain stage is there's a lot of mountains, but there's usually just one road that will really kind of fit the bikes and the ability for all those big buses to go to the top.
Right.
So it's like you finish the same.
You're kind of
mountain
stuck.
pretty much.
Yeah,
but it's whether or not you finish, you have a summit finish, or you stop early, or
right.
Things like that.
Start at the top, start at the bottom.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
The
Yeah.
last day is just the kind of the essential victory lap, and then around the Champs 6 times. And
So question for you: do you have a team you root for, or are you
yes? So I have teams and then individual people. So America the United States usually has like 5-6 riders, and that's low. We got a low one. My team it used to be BMX, but now it's EF Education First.
Okay.
It's the pink team. They're all in the pink jerseys.
Yep.
But I like that team probably the best right now. Mm-hmm. They are an American team. It's the only American team as far as I know this year. But then certain bullet riders like Richie Port from is he New Zealand or Australian? I'm pretty sure he's New Zealand.
We're not going to be the ones to know.
Yeah, but no, there's a couple like riders I like watching. Like Richie Port was one of them.
Okay.
I mean, I like Chris Froome at first, then a little bit of controversy with him, but
yeah.
But now there's a bunch of like Slovenians who are
Slovenes
kind of taking over, and it's a lot of younger riders.
Okay.
So I don't know. I haven't landed on my favorite rider yet.
Okay.
In the past couple of years.
Yeah, but you do you're not just like, oh damn, look at those bikes. Like you do. You are like, okay, let's get some points here, guys. Who's gonna be the Mountain King? You know?
I started watching this probably 9 years ago. Mm-hmm. But I'm starting, and I find this very weird, but I'll actually kind of know who's riding without the name, like without seeing the names or anything. Just how they look, what their method is, where they usually are in the pack. Like it's crazy how you think about how I'm starting to think like this. It's crazy, but that's a lot of TV.
Yeah.
So all that stuff, and then some of my favorite shows are coming back out. So a lot of TV should not be happening. Weird timing, just all kind of like hit at one thing.
It's beginning of summer, that's why.
I know, and then Indy came out today, right?
Yep. It's coming out
Indy
today.
Came out today.
Indy came out today. They moved up Mission Impossible a couple days.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the 8th now, I think.
Oh.
Did Barbie? Isn't Barbie coming out?
Barbie and Oppenheimer is like mid
24th
to late
or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got what we do in the shadows this month.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
It's July. The content does not stop.
June and July. We said we're going to be
June
big.
was movies. July is everything.
June was movies. Well, I mean, technically the TV came out in June, but like it's going to be over the course of July.
Right.
So, we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming up, and hopefully we can all kind of get together. We have to do our 4th of July episode as well. No.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Like an episode on the 4th.
I don't know. We don't we usually do that?
We did it once because it fell on
once.
It.
Yeah,
it's like our first ever.
We did it
4th
in
of July
Sean's
special.
parents' basement.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that was wow.
That was the Independence Day.
That was Independence Day.
Was that our first classic?
Wow.
Oh, that was the Resurgence movie. That's right. Yeah.
That stinker.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, do we want to get on to the main event tonight?
Well, co-main event.
The co-main event. Sorry.
Yeah, two big things.
So, Marvel's Secret Invasion came out,
There we
starring Nick Fury and
well, Samuel Jackson.
Well, it's
Colby
it's
Summers,
the same
I mean,
person.
Olivia Colman.
Who isn't in this?
A lot of people.
Tom
Mendelsohn is in a.
What's that?
Was it Mendelsohn?
Tom Mendelsohn?
Yeah. What did I say?
Ben Mendelsohn?
Ben.
No, you said
that's it.
Carl.
I did not say Carl.
Oh, it's Ben. Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah, I mean it's essentially
I had a great video I gotta show you later.
Oh God.
Oh boy. But anyway, it's Secret Invasion. I'm not sure. I don't want to say picks up right after something, but I'm still trying to. I mean, the main question I think we had was when is this going to take? Like, does it show whether or not Nick Fury was gone for X events or back for X Y events?
They come out and say it in these two episodes where he's like what happened to him. So the big question going in was it Nick Fury all the time? And the answer is yes. Yes, it was. Like, it wasn't a Skrull during the Avengers and stuff like that. Because there's even that, like, one thing where Talos is like, oh, yeah, I haven't even done anything for my midlife crisis. What did you do for your midlife crisis? He goes, oh, I got the Avengers.
Yeah. So
it's been Nick Fury this whole time.
Yeah.
And after the blip happened, which they even show him during the blip, like when he gets blipped, after the blip, everybody's like, yeah, you're different. Like, I don't know how, but you're just not the same Fury. And I guess after the blip, he went up to his space station that's orbiting Earth, which they really haven't talked about
that
at
yet,
all.
which is fine.
Although you see it in the Marvels trailer.
Yeah. That's true.
So
but that's also where a lot of the Captain Marvel comic books and what's the it's the team up. What the heck is that one?
The Marvels?
No. It's a comic book where they have the group. It's like the space.
Sword?
God, no. What is it?
Saber?
It's a sword. It might be sword.
Sword is like the mutants. Sword base.
God, I know there's a group name who like monitors space. It's
Saber.
No.
That's a different thing?
No,
I thought Saber was Shield for space.
There's like a comic book. It's not like it's like the Avenger type thing, but it's like space protection, and I think Winter Soldier becomes part of it at some point. I forget what it was. It's not mentioned too much in the stuff that we usually read. But anyway,
I usually don't read Avengers.
No, it wouldn't be in that.
Yeah,
It'd be something else.
That's like the one area like I know of Avengers and like things about them, but it's the one area of comic books I just like never really got into. And
fair enough.
I'm an X-Men guy. I'm sorry.
That's fair enough.
Love me some X-Men.
So, it's the show's definitely a spy thriller.
Yeah,
we got a little bit of The Hobbit in the beginning. What the heck is his name?
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman is in this for one episode.
The Hobbit.
For part of an episode.
Yeah, they teased that he was going to be in it, and then spoiler, he dies.
Yes.
Turns out he's a Skrull, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So the question is, has he always been a Skrull? Which is one of the issues I have with this show is maybe everything will be explained at the end, but it's just by introducing the Skrull, and they come out in the second episode, they're like, hey, how many Skrulls are left? Oh, there's 1 million. Oh, where are they? Oh, they're all on Earth now.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, so who's a Skrull, who's not? And they're like, well, you never will know. And the fact that they showed that Martin Freeman's character was a Skrull, it's like, well, was he a Skrull during Black Panther and Wakanda Forever? Like, was that Skrull Martin Freeman, or is this just like a Skrull pretending to be him? Because they even show the Skrulls taking human form. They basically kidnap people, take their identities, and then go back out into the world. So at least the rogue agents do. And so like you have that question, and it's like, why? Like, you could just explain it by having Martin Freeman show back up and be like, oh, that was a doppelganger. Oh, okay, fine. Boom. We're done. And I just, it bothers me that it's asking these questions when there's no reason to.
It's still too early to tell whether or not it makes sense.
Right. Like I said,
they
could answer all these questions in the last episode.
Exactly. You're right, they could. And a lot of articles online are saying this is the worst rated Marvel show, and I can see where they're coming from, but it's not. That's not accurate.
No.
That's not accurate at all.
What to you is
right now would probably still be the.
Are we considering Netflix shows?
No.
Okay.
No.
just MCU shows.
No,
well, technically those were MCU.
Falcon Winter Soldier is probably the worst.
Yeah.
One,
Oh yeah.
I would say.
Falcon Winter Soldier is probably by far the worst.
But this is not. I at this point I can't say this is anywhere really close to it, because this is literally what I expected it would be.
Yeah.
It's not like breaking the massive fight scene stereotypes that we have. Like, it's not breaking them either.
There's really no.
It's a spy
There's a
thriller.
couple fight scenes, but like they're not huge.
Not even.
It's like the one between Talos and that other guy.
Right.
Like,
That was the second episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's
Other than
and
that,
it was pretty standard, but it was
yeah.
also like, this guy's 100 years old and he's fighting another guy who's a little bit younger. Fine.
Yeah.
Like, sure. It's not supposed. I'm not expecting laser beams coming out of here.
I mean, we have War Machine, and I mean,
actually, we do have War Machine in this. We have Rhodey. We have Rhodey.
I mean, he's been in both episodes so far. I love when he's like, was it
if
Slovakia, how she like rolls his eyes and he just like mutes his mic, and he's like, if Slovakia rolls her eyes at me one more time, I'm going to carpet bomb their whole country.
Yeah, he's just. I like how he's just becoming kind of numb to the stuff now, because
Well,
at first you're like he has this moral compass that
but
is very military.
Yeah, and then the more he was in the suit, the more he's like given up. And now that, Tony's gone, I mean,
it's almost like, what does he have to live for?
Right.
Not what does he have to live for, like you guys are just playing, chess or checkers, and I'm just
it's like
10 steps ahead.
Yeah,
in chess.
I can win this with one, press of a button, but I'm just playing nice for now.
Yeah, I like how he's kind of becoming like that. But again, is he a Skrull? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
I feel like that's gonna be the one big question mark of this whole
Who's
show.
a Skrull, who's not. I was very surprised. So, big spoiler at the end of the first episode, Colby Summers' character, Maria Hill, gets shot and dies. Huge, repercussions on the universe, because that's Fury's, right-hand man since Coulson left.
Yeah, but is it repercussions on the universe?
I mean,
I saw an article that was like they did Maria Hill dirty or whatever, and I had no idea who Maria Hill is. And I think I've seen everything she's been in.
But the thing is, did they do her dirty?
No,
I don't think so.
I was shocked when she died. I was shocked.
Like, what were you expecting? She has been in.
She's been in every everything.
Avenger movie.
Yep,
and she's been in a couple of the other movies as well. It's like
she shows up.
She's not a superhero. She's a spy.
She's Coulson's replacement.
She is Coulson's replacement. I mean, I was shocked when Coulson died.
Yeah.
This, not so much, as she's been around forever.
I was shocked. I wasn't as shocked at this death as I was with Coulson's, but I was still shocked. And Colby Summers even came out and was like, I don't know how this didn't leak. Like the ending of the first episode, it didn't get leaked anywhere.
Probably because no one really cares.
I'd say it's half that.
Yeah,
I'd say it's half that, but I also think, at this point, the people who are on these Marvel projects are almost like, yeah, I'm just not going to say anything because I just don't want to say anything anymore. It's not like I'm not saying anything because I'm contracted not to. It's just, this is the nature of the game. I don't want to spoil anything. Because the spoil is everywhere online. Everywhere.
But could you, I mean, I don't know. I just can't imagine anybody getting worked up ahead of time about that.
Yeah, but as long as there's people talking about it. So I mean, granted, it might not be in the circles that you're involved in, but there are people out there who are talking about Colby Summers' character.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. I'm just, in some ways, you don't get this with Fast and Furious fandom.
Did you guys get the meme I sent you?
Getting bummed out about who's the guy that died in the Brazilian crash or whatever, who Jason Momoa offs. Spoiler for that. The guy from Brazil. So you guys don't even remember.
Oh yeah,
Major
no. He's not a major character, but yes, I know who that is.
But it's getting bent out of shape that guy died or something.
Nah, it's.
Yeah, but
I mean, in their defense, I mean, it's been 10 movies and essentially nobody has died at this point.
Yeah.
So
everyone comes back.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, is that
the
guy
game.
dead?
Who knows?
Who's to say?
Yeah, who really knows at that point?
Yeah, they weren't but maybe she was a Skrull. They didn't. I haven't watched.
No,
the
she
episode.
didn't change back.
Yeah, when a Skrull dies in human form, they revert back to Skrull form. And it's even found out that if a finger gets chopped off while in human form, it switches back to Skrull form.
Oh.
Yeah. Olivia Colman found that out in the last episode.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you think about Olivia Colman's character?
I mean, take out the whole Marvel Skrull idea, and yeah, it's a spy thriller, and that's exactly what I would expect. It's like Tinker Tailor.
Yeah, but what do you expect? What do you think of her character, though?
I mean, sure. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. It's not like any other spy movie or TV show that we've seen before. It's the same thing. It's just you have the crazy one. I'm
curious what her end game is. I don't quite know what or who she's fighting for.
Honestly, I don't really care. Only because in my mind I'm 99% sure that this whole TV show is essentially for naught. It's not going to affect anything.
Okay.
By any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I get that She-Hulk isn't going to do it because it's like a character that's,
Right.
off to the side. She has her own kind of thing. Same thing with WandaVision. We all knew like what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you saw Loki where you actually like have an effect on the overall universe. This I know is not going to have anything. So I don't really care what her in-game is. I mean, she's crazy. She's another spy. If she is...
Well, she knows...
She knows they exist.
Fury.
She knows Fury.
Oh, yeah.
She knows the Skrulls exist. My assumption is she knows that they're working on enhancement to make them strong Skrulls.
Right.
That's probably where it's
Not
going.
just strong skulls, super Skrulls.
Super Skrulls. I'm sorry, but
So-
that's probably what she knows and she's trying to get at is the technology to super enhance soldiers.
That was actually a huge bombshell. Them showing that scene. So you say meh, but it really was. So, it's showing that they're working on the Super Skrull program, and in the comics, the Super Skrull program was created to attack mainly the Fantastic Four. Super Skrull, being the very first of the Super Skrulls, was given the powers of all 4 Fantastic Four members to come back to Earth to defeat them after the Fantastic Four went and defeated the Skrulls up in space.
Yeah.
So, and if you see, like, she's, was it Kira or whatever? That's probably her Star Wars name. What's her name? Danny from
Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah. What's her name in this? I don't even remember.
Emilia Clarke.
Yeah, but I was trying to think of her character. But like, she's on the computer and she looks up like what they're doing.
Oh, it's like Gaia.
And it shows Gaia, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. But like, she looks it up and sees what they're doing, and it says like power of like this, and it's like Groot. And like different characters that are already established in this universe are where they're pulling the powers from, rather than like in the comics where it's from the Fantastic Four. So they're just like skipping over the Fantastic Four because they're not in the universe yet.
Yeah. So who do you?
They need to change that, man.
So what
They need to
superhero
just
is?
pull the like X-Men Fantastic Four switch.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know
yeah.
why it's taking them this long.
Yeah, it could. It could be the start of Fantastic Four, and they might integrate it in some way.
I doubt it.
Because like I'm kind of ready for the X-Men to be back.
Yeah.
Like for like a good core X-Men movie.
We won't get that till after Deadpool 3 because I feel like that movie being...
Isn't that just out in like its own...
It is.
But
let it play in its own little world.
Seriously, I'm
don't.
curious if it's going to have any tie-ins with the MCU. I mean, obviously, other than the breaking the fourth wall. Like, I mean, actually have tie-ins.
No, I think it will. I don't think it's going to be as big as we are used to, because, like you said, Deadpool operates in its own kind of area.
Yeah.
And they're done. Like, they're done after this.
Oh, yeah.
Which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because, I want it to stay R, and, the only way to kind of really incorporate it is if it's PG-13. Keep it separate. I think if they integrate the Fantastic Four, I think if they introduce kind of some like hint that Fantastic Four is at least kind of coming off of this, that's fine. I thought we were going to get mutants with Wanda.
Yep.
But, I think that was a missed opportunity. I wholeheartedly think that was a missed opportunity with introduction of mutants.
It's
But,
I feel like with Fantastic Four and mutants, they're just dragging their feet with both of them,
Fantastic
and
Four,
it's hurting
you
them.
can't. I don't
because
I think Fantastic Four. You should not. You can't screw this up a third time.
Do you think? Well,
That's
very
very
important.
true, but-
And the casting on this is everything. And you need like, I do understand it is tough. Like X-Men is all kids. Like you need a good core. Well, I mean, a lot of them. They're all at the very least they're all younger actors.
I
right?
guess.
Except for
we'll go
like
with that.
Professor Xavier and like maybe a couple of the
Logan,
teacher. But
yeah.
even then, they're like 20s, early 30s, which is like
Yeah,
very
well,
young.
that's what you want to cast them as because you'll have longevity out
Yeah,
of it.
I think you need to redo. You need to omit certain. Oh God, we're getting off topic here from the show, but I think you need to recast certain X-Men in order to fall into the. We're recasting Wolverine, so let's compare the movie itself to the original Wolverines movies, and it's going to hinder it. I think if you do a Wolverine
Unless
recast, and build an X-Men off of that. I think it's going to be more or less like comparing the two Wolverines instead of saying, all right, this is new X-Men. How does this hold up against the old
You
stuff?
feel like it's like you gotta bring in Wolverine in the second movie
feel like
or
you need to
something?
hold off on certain ones. Like Professor X, if he's around, you could either do both of them. Either one of them, probably.
Who?
A McAvoy or
No,
No.
it's a new dude.
It's
an
so
entirely
I,
new
I
cast.
think you could probably
I'm
hold
with
off
John.
on redoing that one. I think hold off on doing a Wolverine.
Yeah.
I think Scott Summers, Cyclops, recast.
You have
Perfectly
to.
acceptable. to
James
recast.
Marsden is great as Cyclops. It's just the movies did him no justice.
No, but I think you need a core group of people to build the X-Men. I think
And-
Storm you can recast, Cyclops you
Yeah.
can recast. I think
What are you
Wolverine you
talking
should
about?
I don't
keep
think
out.
I don't
Halle
think you
Berry
see a
wasn't
single
amazing?
person come back unless they
I don't see
unless
them either.
there's some like multiverse that like there's
Yeah,
I don't-
Other than the fact that Xavier Patrick Stewart came back in Multiverse of
Oh,
Madness.
that's right,
Like
though.
that happened, but
that's a different
that's a different universe. They even after that
different
movie, they were
universe.
like, "Oh yeah, John Krasinski hasn't been officially cast as Mr.
Right.
Fantastic. It was just like a thing in this movie."
Yeah.
I wouldn't even mind the most recent Beast coming back.
Oh,
I actually thought he was fine.
Nicholas Holt.
Yeah.
I thought he was
Well,
fine.
he's not Superman.
That's true, yeah.
He got passed over for Superman and Batman apparently.
which is fine. I don't mind him going back, honestly. I kind of liked him as Beast. It was fine.
He was
But
fine.
like
But
certain things
Kelsey Grammer has also stated that he's interested in coming back. as
yeah,
Beast.
he's probably in the
And-
Expendables at this point.
No, he was in the third one.
No, he's probably in the new one.
He's not
How do we know that?
because the cast has been announced.
Yeah, but you can hold Sly can hold
Yeah.
stuff back.
No, he can't. Not in the Expendables movies. But if it was between Holt and Kelsey Grammer, I'm going Kelsey Grammer all day.
Yeah.
He was in a
I
bad
get it,
movie,
but you
and
don't
he
want
was
to
one of
carry.
the
You don't want
best
to cat.
parts.
You don't want to put an old
Why not?
X-Men cast
Hank
in
McCoy
there.
is okay with being
No,
old.
I know, but you don't want to throw. You want to kind of make a. So what do you want to do? You want to start X-Men in the middle? Or you want to kind of
yeah,
start
it
at
depends.
the beginning again?
Yeah, where do we start the story? Is
Right,
it like
yeah.
first class and they're starting it up, or
Yeah, or is it like the mansion's already built?
Are
and
we?
The basketball
yeah,
court opens
are
up.
we going like what comic? Because that's kind of the nice thing that Marvel does is they sort of follow a comic arc.
I feel like you got to go from the beginning.
I
like you
want-
can't have this much of a world that's been fleshed out. And I know like the X-Men are kind of separate a little bit in
Yeah.
the MCU in the Marvel, universe.
Yes,
But like
there's a.
I feel like there's way too much that has gone on to not be like, oh yeah, and the X-Men have been here. It's like the stupid
Yeah.
Eternals.
See,
you know, it was like,
no.
That's why
there is a way around it.
Okay.
So the most recent run that's still going on right now of mutants is Krakoa, where they literally have a mutant island that they're all living on, and the only people who can actually visit the island are mutants.
Maybe they do that.
And I honestly,
It wouldn't be unlike them to take
The-
stuff from the comics.
exactly.
Recent
So, the fact that that's happening in the comics, and it's been happening for a better part of like 5 years in the comics, and it's been very positively received. And like lots of things have been going on, and with Krakoa and whatnot, and them being able to go to different dimensions. So like, was it Arachno?
you're already
and-
introducing interdimensional travel,
which has already been introduced.
Yeah,
in the
I know, but
MCU.
we're getting a little tired of that at this point.
But what I'm saying is the fact that you can do this and just be like, yeah, no one knows it exists, but it exists. It's such an easy way to. It's like introducing
it's an easy
Namor.
intro to it. Yes,
It's exactly like introducing Namor.
See, but that reminds the way that happens is it reminds me of too much of nobody's gonna get it, but Inhumans.
Oh God.
It's kind of just that weird little, like they have their own kind of seclusion world, and you kind of fall into the look. I think this is truly a missed opportunity to put a teaser in X-Men or not X-Men of the mutants
X-Men.
into WandaVision.
Yeah.
I think it's a huge missed opportunity because she literally creates them.
Yeah.
And you can essentially
Well,
recast everything at that point.
Yeah.
You can start anew and get let's face it, you can get cheaper talent instead of asking Patty Stewart to come back, or Halle Berry, or even Wolverine for that matter. You could just redo it. You could just do it on the cheap because some of these budgets, of which we've been it's been showing is
Yes.
that these budgets are not really pulling in the money that it used to anymore. So
It's surprising that Spider-Man's still pulling in the money. Though.
Spider-Man. Well, animated movies.
No, all the Spider-Man.
That's valid.
Far From Home, No Way Home, like those are making a ton of money. It's people aren't tired of Spider-Man because both Feige and Sony realize that's their moneymaker. So they're gonna take their time. Like they put more pride and passion into those projects than anything. It doesn't help that
I want to say
Spider-Man.
I want to say definitely, but yes,
but
I can
it
see.
also doesn't help that Spider-Man is also the most favorite comic book character in the world, like right behind, just barely in front of Batman.
Yeah, I get you.
So like this is going to be your moneymaker, and so
I get it, but there's only so much you can do with it.
Yes and no,
especially when he's not technically part of Marvel.
Right.
Or Disney. Let's call it Disney.
Did you see Venom 3 is shooting right now?
No. We got way off the show topic here.
Well,
we're
talking Marvel, and unfortunately this show should have the repercussions to shape the entire universe. But like we're kind of alluding to is it won't.
Yeah, it won't.
And that's kind of the disappointing thing about doing a giant event like this, where you know that in the end everything's going to be the same.
Yeah. So the books themselves are phenomenal story.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion is a phenomenal story, and it is movie worthy comic. It is.
Yeah.
That should be a movie, but problem is budget. Cast is already gone, and I think Iron Man was a Skrull for a little while, so it's like I almost want to say it's like one of those story arcs you had to do. Ultron, Avengers, and then Endgame, but like this would have been perfect, or even Secret Wars. But still, like this would have been
Secret
perfect.
Wars is still happening.
Yeah, well, for the movies, this would have been this whole arc would have been awesome. Granted, it would have been awesome now that your Kang is essentially in legal trouble. So,
I heard a theory on that. Not to get too far off topic.
Oh God, we already went.
I know, but. A theory that I heard, which I was like, all right, is Kang is essentially this story arc's Ultron, and the Thanos is going to be Doom.
Doom? Really?
It's a fan theory that has no backing because Doom hasn't been introduced yet. But it wouldn't
is Doom really like the worst?
Yes, he is.
We're talking Doctor
Doom. The movies do him zero.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
As strong, if not stronger, than Doctor Strange in magic.
That's sure. That's
he
fine.
also owns a country, so he's rich. He's richer than Iron Man and stronger than Doctor Strange.
Look, I think Galactus is more.
That's
up your
right, but you're not going to introduce Galactus as the big bad.
No, I know. You introduce
you need Fantastic Four.
You need Fantastic Four. You need Silver Surfer, Galactus. I get.
There's a lot.
Okay,
but
so Secret Invasion. 6 episodes, pretty easy.
2 episodes in, it's been an easy watch.
Yeah, it's definitely a spy thriller. Do not expect huge things, but that's the standard for every Marvel show at this point.
Last 2 episodes, huge things might happen. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? The story is still intriguing to me. It's not like blah. Like what's the other one? Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, where it just didn't make sense at times.
Yeah, we actually get a bad guy development.
Yeah,
character development.
This is bad guy. This is how he took control.
Mm-hmm.
Fear him.
Yeah, very spy.
Yeah,
thriller. But anyway, yeah. So we'll finish that up probably towards the end. We'll get final thoughts on that one.
Oh yeah. We have 4 weeks till it's over.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to lead the next one? Can you top that?
Next one, you mean the last one?
2023's Extraction 2, a Netflix original starring Chris Hemsworth. The follow-up as what's his name?
Rake.
Trevor. No.
Tyler Rake.
Tyler Rake. A name everyone knows.
Still,
Oh,
or you would think if compared to Netflix Twitter this week.
Yeah, still based off of the graphic novel.
Yep. It's also a Russo production.
That's true.
Yep. Follow up to 2020's Extraction. also starring Chris Hemsworth.
Which I'm very happy they did that like previously on intro for this movie.
Did they?
They did, like him on the bridge
man,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, like at the yeah.
Yeah. You don't.
It was just the very end.
Yeah. Like what? Where?
Yeah, when he fell over.
Yeah.
Take her from there.
Because like we
Right.
said last week, I thought he was dead.
Oh, God, yeah.
I thought he bled out.
Yep.
I thought that's
Yeah.
what we alluded
Well,
to.
no, at the end of the movie, they showed the clip of the kid jumping in the pool and him coming out of the water, and he's standing
okay.
behind him.
I don't remember that, but
Oh, okay.
it's been a while. It's been
Well,
3 years.
It's a follow-up. He's alive after a quick resuscitation and medvac to... So he's in India in the beginning of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's call it that.
Yeah, isn't it like Mumbai or something
I
like that? I forget.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, Mumbai is in India,
Yeah.
so it's India. It goes from Mumbai to Dubai.
Yes.
Which I was like, oh, wait, was the... No, it was in India. Okay. And from there, I don't know, what's the... Oh, his... I was not a big fan of this one. I'm just going to tell you this right now. Anyway, so he ends up in Austria, as one does, to convalesce and recover. Is that his house?
It's the one that they
bought
him.
for him.
They bought for him.
It was
Okay.
their his retirement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he did one last job. Now he gets to retire.
Well, I think it was more or less he like
He was
died.
so destroyed. Yeah.
like he
Yeah.
could barely stand.
Yeah.
So
That, he's going to retire to and just, scale some mountains, maybe do some hikes, look at some lakes while you're in
Fish,
Austria.
Buy a couple chicken.
Yep. Until fucking Idris Elba shows up.
Right?
And is like, hey, look, your ex-wife's sister's Georgian husband
yeah.
is in jail and you got to get him out.
Oh, get the wife out.
Get the wife out.
Get the
Kids
wife out.
Get
Your sister-in-law.
Get your ex-sister-in-law out of
No. Ex-wife's sister.
Would
Oh,
be-
yeah.
Yeah,
So
sister-in-law.
yeah,
Yes.
ex-sister-in-law
Yes. All
and
right, you're
nephew.
right.
Ex-niece and nephew.
Yes. I described him as an ex-you.
Idris Elba is the equivalent of Bruce Willis in The Expendables. In the
Yes.
first
Yes.
movie,
Yes.
he's introduced, but next movie in Extraction 3, he's going to be fighting.
Yeah, probably.
That's
I was waiting for that
exactly
to
what's
happen. To be honest with you, the movie does come alive when he shows up.
It does take a different level.
I don't want to say the candle is like dead after that because it's an action movie and like, come on, but like, it's never as interesting as when he's on the screen that first time, for me at least.
Yeah.
Of like, what's happening here? And just the plot is very contrived. So he goes to Georgia. We get this other thing of like, oh well, the guy who his ex sister-in-law is married to, which I guess makes him his ex brother-in-law.
Yes.
Yep.
Piecing it together.
Also has a brother who's this like warlord crime
Well,
boss.
they were both warlord crime bosses, I guess.
Yeah, who lived in Georgia but then went to Armenia and now went back to Georgia or
Yeah,
vice versa.
they escaped
Armenia. No,
they escaped Georgia and went to Armenia.
Okay.
And then they're ruling back in Georgia?
I don't
know what they actually do though.
Let's just call it-
It
drugs.
started with drugs.
What did
and then
Dwight say?
first-
Let's just call it Afghanistan Annies. That's what it is.
First you
Yeah.
get the
Just
drugs,
middle of that area.
Well, yeah, I
you
mean
get the money.
West Asian.
Yes.
Yes.
One of the stands.
Neither of those is a stand. Funny enough, Georgia. And
Oh,
Armenia,
okay. Yeah, good point.
They're actually just Ias. Like Azerbaijan
Fine,
is not. I
fine.
don't know. They're in the Caucasus. Okay, Sam would help us, but he's not here. Yeah, so he breaks them out of. I don't know. Do I need to go through the whole thing?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Look. It doesn't really matter. He's got to extract them because obviously.
Name.
And then it's just a matter of getting them to safety in one form or another through various twists and turns and
Yeah.
trains and planes and automobiles.
Look, action movie, 100%. 100%.
No one's denying that.
No.
Yes.
You get the nice, let's call it 15-minute one shot.
That was felt like longer.
It was
than,
long,
that
but
was
there
like
was definitely some edit
I
cuts
will.
in there.
Oh,
but
yeah,
you know,
obviously.
it's definitely filmed as sort of like the
But-
Daredevil one
yeah,
shot,
or
you know?
which
or
is
1917, like where it's just
or
not.
was it the Raid? Did the one shot or the old boy corridor scene, the hallway fight scene,
Yeah.
which is basically what all these movies are trying to replicate, which is fine. This movie boring up until that part. That part was so insane. I was like, "This is awesome!"
Right, you get a nice little breather too.
And like it because it starts in the prison, and then
I think it starts right
before they
the
go
riot,
into
right?
Well, yeah. Well, once they go into the prison, oh no, it's right as they're leaving.
No,
the
yeah,
prison.
he's like paying the guy off, and then
yeah.
that's just it's the entire time they're in the prison,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Until they get to the train.
Really? That's what it was? I
yeah.
thought it was right before they like walked into the yard to cross the riot.
No,
No.
it was well before.
Oh, it
that.
was well before
Like
that.
the fight.
All
with
right,
the,
then it's
the
so
husband.
respectful because
It's
it's just
huge.
massive.
It's-
Because they have the car chase in one shot too.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a lot going on in that action sequence, and like
Wait, did they do the train
yes,
as a one? Oh, okay,
that-
wow.
that's part of the
Respect,
same one
respect.
shot. Like that is like that one shot is amazing. Like it was nonstop action for like a half hour to 45 minutes, just nonstop.
Right, and that's
the problem is it was in the beginning of the movie. How do you
was it
top
at the
that?
beginning? It was
How do you
kind
top
of the
that?
end third.
No, it was not in the end third.
Yeah,
Not even close.
At worst, it was the middle.
Yeah.
No. I mean at the end of the first third of the movie.
Oh yeah. It was at the end of the first third.
Yeah, because
Yes.
then they.
The problem is you have 2/3 of a movie left.
Yeah, and then they go to Dubai, have that.
Yeah,
and then
which
in the
I was
church
like,
in Austria.
how do you top the whole like that giant one shot? If that was the ending of this movie, sign me up. Give me another one. The fact that was so early on, it like blew my load so early that I was just like spent.
Yeah, but really,
I was done with this movie after
I
that.
also liked the fight in Dubai too.
I
though.
could care
like, that
less.
was good. That
What was
fun
the
to
fight
me.
in Dubai?
That was in the
On this-
the height. Well, it was in the
That was
the
Austria,
ground level.
wasn't it?
Was it Austria or Dubai? I thought it was,
It was
Dubai.
Austria.
What?
Oh, it could have been. Yeah, it might have been Austria.
'Cause
The
it's
hotel,
Vienna.
the big
Yeah,
hotel.
yeah.
Was it Austria?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Vienna.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That black building, which
Yeah,
I
the
thought
black
was
tall
CGI,
building.
then it looks like it's not CGI.
No, I mean, like, I actually like that a lot too. I like that a lot.
It was
too. It reminded me very
okay.
much of like kind of Heat a little bit, but it's just good fights. Well, the fighting in the streets, and then the cops just getting involved and them taking care of it and stuff like that.
I guess.
Anytime I think of like machine guns in a city and cops trying to stop it with pistols,
Heat.
that's Heat.
Okay.
That will always be Heat reference to me.
Okay.
I actually like that fight, even up on top with the tower and the
Yeah.
glass and them hanging and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
I actually found that like entertaining. This whole movie to me was very entertaining. That one shot was. I'm glad I got it. Was after the 20 minutes. I'm just like, okay, I need to take a second here.
I
need a
honestly
breather.
got to look up how long that one shot is.
It was long. I want to say it was 15 minutes.
I think it was longer.
All right.
Well, it was the whole thing with the fight with the ex brother-in-law too, right?
Yeah.
'Cause that took a while.
The ex brother-in-law. Which one? The one.
The Georgian guy. I liked, by the way, I liked how long or how often they had to go back to flashbacks to set up that one brother loved
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah. Oh my god,
It's
that
like-
was so annoying.
that I didn't like.
It was 21-minute one shot.
21.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good action scene. I don't.
That was an amazing action scene. Honestly,
Yeah.
loved it. The problem is the rest of the movie.
Like the choreography and the fight scene in the prison, just to
Yeah.
be able to do the one shot.
So the one part that impressed me about the prison is when they're fighting in the yard with all the the SWAT guys and whatnot, and he gets smacked in the back of the head, and all of a sudden it becomes a steady cam on him,
Yeah.
and like he falls and then falls over and like collects himself, and it's still a steady on him, like fixed camera on him, and then he stands back up, and then immediately a guard comes in, and it's boom, it's free floating again. Like I thought that was really cool. It was so unique and different, and like I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to find fault in that. I did notice a couple of the stunts were a little missed.
It's gonna happen.
For lack of a better term. But if you're doing a 20-minute
What do
one
you mean?
shot,
What do you mean miss?
like a guy, if you're a prisoner and the guy was, I think he was coming to like swat him down with some club or something, but I saw him like freeze for a second because Chris Hemsworth was not looking.
Oh, okay.
And he should have been. Like it took a second, but you notice like. I get it because I get it. That's the way it was supposed to go.
That's
but,
fair. It's a very complicated.
It's a very complicated thing. And
Lots of moving pieces.
Lots
and truthfully,
Lots of them.
I didn't notice a lot of it. So I mean, it's very easy not to pick that up too. I'll say that.
Yeah.
No, agreed. Yeah,
what-
I was looking on the screen in that one particular spot, and it essentially walked right into it. That's how I noticed it.
Yeah. One issue I have, and like, it's not like it's unique to Extraction or anything like that. It's just there's just so much like CGI, and I don't mean like the big explosion, crazy shit like that. Because then actually they do have, I think, some practical stuff at the end when they're at the airport, right? Like, didn't that look like they were actually blowing that stuff up?
Oh yeah.
Because like almost all the rest of the movie, it's like very, very CGI heavy, right?
Oh, yeah,
over
yeah.
practical.
Yeah.
But I guess it's like stuff like using like CGI blood and squid. Like it's,
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
Well,
I love that stuff when it was in like the 80s muscle, even like some good like
Beefcake
70s
theater.
So
yeah, like I just fucking love some good squib stuff. And like,
one thing to note is that Chris Hemsworth very much said right at the beginning of this movie they were not doing, with the Rust movie. It came right out as they were filming. They switched all of that out, and they're doing flash, like CGI flashes for bullets and stuff.
Just lose something. I mean, sure, but like, it's not like people were dying left and right when they're doing it in the 80s either.
No,
I get it.
I know.
Sure,
I know.
I get it. I just think it takes something away.
Yeah, I think it does too. But I think the idea of like just blowing up the plane with a 204 grenade launcher, perfectly fine.
Yeah,
and I think that was.
I'm
think
pretty
you're
sure
right.
that was real.
I
Yeah,
feel like
it
that
looks,
was real.
It looks different from everything else. I think what's getting me is like I'm just seeing like the seams a little bit too much recently. Like the car chase scene, they have like it's just the all the other cars are like fake, and it's just whatever. But like I just watched this is so stupid that I'm relating it to the Righteous Gemstones on this Danny McBride show on HBO. It's a comedy, half-hour comedy, and like they have like a similar kind of car chase scene where you can tell the whole time the other car is like CGI and like almost both cars. Now, granted, like they definitely don't have the budget for a real car scene. It's like a HBO comedy,
Right.
But like even here, it's like I don't know. It just looks very fake, and it's like cool, but I don't know. I'd rather see less and it look realer,
Yeah.
Whereas like they like cram a lot into it. But it's not like it's impossible to do either. I mean, we're gonna go see, or I'll probably go see Mission Impossible, and I know like Tom Cruise is like a big practical effects head.
Yeah.
So, which I mean, look, there's still plenty of CGI in that, but like it doesn't feel as just like contrived and fake.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. It's when it's like just 2 hours of that straight is just a little tough for me.
No, I know. I understand.
And
Gotcha.
I do think you're right, Sean, is that like the movie definitely never really gets back to that sort of energy that it has in that great, extraction from the prison.
Yeah.
Which I think does, because it's like, I don't know, I fast forward through all the stuff when his ex-wife shows up. Was that his ex-wife?
Yeah.
I'm even assuming
Yeah,
that
that
was
was his
That
ex-wife.
was his ex-wife, yeah. No, there was so much of this where I was just like, hey, Mr. Phone, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it was just, I didn't care.
I can see at some point you guys would.
I was
would do
glued.
that.
I was glued to the TV during that one shot. Though.
Right? It is amazing how, regardless of what movie, the one shots always kind of keep you.
If a
into
one
it.
shot is done well, and this one shot was filmed where you could obviously see the cuts. It was very obvious.
Yeah, but it did not feel.
But the fact that it felt like a one shot,
Yeah.
and it was just like every second something was happening, like it was just nonstop action. That's what made me glued to
Right?
it.
It's
That's
like-
what I
especially
wanted.
once you got to the riot, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is actually pretty cool. Because then, like, like the dudes in the yard aren't CGI.
Right.
You know, like you are like coordinating some like big,
Oh yeah.
you know, like choreography there.
This
and
is
that's pretty
this is
cool.
another movie where I think it makes a case for a stunt coordinator getting like Oscar at least recognition.
Yeah.
So
no,
I think,
they really should do like a best stunt. Like
'Cause
that's a very
I think this is
hard job.
I think last year we had the Top Gun Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those were a lot like stunts. But, you know, you get John Wick, also stunt coordinator. And then you have this, which is just another example, just this one shot of the prison.
I'm the only one
Not
who
even the
saw
one
it.
shot, it was just the prison.
I'm the only one who saw it, but RRR had some amazing
Yeah,
shots in it.
sure.
That would be in the same thing.
I think stunt coordinator is now becoming, because you're right. I think, John, you're right. I think a lot of people now are realizing that more people want to see the practical. And so, for instance, the fight scenes, the heavily stunt coordinated fight scenes, instead of the CGI infused, you know, bad guys coming up to fight them, or trucks or cars or whatever. And I think they're pushing for that. And I think like the stunt coordinators are kind of getting like, you're very important now. You're not just simply a cog in the wheel. Like, you are actually sort of like the art director or the musician or, you know, casting director, things like that. I think this is kind of the year to let's push it. Let's push it and see if we can get it there.
And that would be a great to kind of like acknowledge more like mainstream kind of movies.
Exactly.
But not like lessen it either. Like I said, that's like it's still a pretty crazy achievement to like execute stunts like that look good at that level.
Yeah,
like it really is. It's not like it's not like doing the popular movie thing. It's not like doing the fan choice shit. Like, you know, there's like there's real merit in that.
You're
know?
absolutely right. And it's like I want to say it's like Creed 3 almost. Like you need to have coordination to not knock the other guy's face off.
Yeah.
Like you need to have some form of guidance into actual fighting and moving around with another character to sort of create this dance where the movie looks real, but everybody's doing it safely.
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
Plus,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
and you mentioned it too. It's like a great way too to encourage more like practical stuff as well.
I think
which-
that's a phenomenal idea.
You know,
If you-
I mentioned how I was like bummed to see like how much CG there was, especially like in that car chase. But like, I really do appreciate that. Like, I'm almost positive they did blow up that plane, and that looked pretty sick. You know, because like that's something that you're like, okay, we need to make sure that's in the budget and that works. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
And, like, hey,
the
I
scene
understand
calls
it's
for
gonna
nobody
cost
being
a lot.
around it.
Right.
So why not put a couple pounds of TNT in a plane and just
Right.
let it rip? How much is a? I don't know. I don't want to say how much is a broken down plane, but it's another example, I think, of stunt coordinator.
Yeah.
I really think this is another one, and I think this also helps a little bit with the Oscar problem of, you know, they're not doing enough mainstream movies.
Yeah.
Like this is kind of.
Because no
gets
one's
in that
really.
area.
I mean, hey, maybe for like stunts, they're not gonna get like hype, but like no one really cares that like Avengers Endgame got like nominations for like visual effects and sound editing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't think anyone's really like hyped about that. But like the stunts kind of do matter. You know, like
Yeah.
that's
I think
especially when it's such a big component of the movie.
I think it's also one of those categories. Maybe, you know, if they do it for 50 years, it might not be this way. When you start putting nominations out there for 10 movies that have stunt coordination and they're nominated for an Oscar, I bet you above anything else, that category would probably get more viewership after the announcement
Right.
than, say, like the 10 best director movies.
Plus like a year like this, just think it's going to be like a John Wick, maybe like Extraction, but like that Mission Impossible.
I mean,
I don't know what else,
throw
maybe
in
Dune
the
or something.
Creed in there, throw in Dune could
Yeah.
be one. You're right. There's probably a few more that I'm just not even thinking of, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, we kind of got a little off top. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to really like cool action movie.
Yeah, there's
That's-
not. They
Yeah.
set it up for a third. I think Chris Hemsworth already announced there's going to be a third. Look, if you could do this for a modest budget, I mean, sure, go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, modest budgets are the name of the game nowadays. So
I want them to not do what they did with this one and just have that. Like, if they're going to do another one shot, which I can't see why they wouldn't.
Well, it's been in both now. Like,
yeah,
it's sort of
so-
a hallmark.
Just do it at the end. Like, honestly, that's your ending sequence.
Sure.
That's all I want.
You
Well,
also
or just
want to
make
pull
sure
people
it's
into
not-
the movie.
Yeah, I mean, just make sure it's not being upstaged. If you do,
Yeah. And how about a better plot? That'd be nice too.
I can't look. These movies I don't think are going to get.
No,
The movies are called Extraction.
no,
think
I know,
you're gonna
but
get
like-
into that.
this one is dumb.
it like, come on, your wife's
Sister,
your
this is
ex-wife's
your
sister.
this is your brother-in-law, your ex-brother-in-law, and you're like, wait, he was a bad guy.
I didn't understand any of this.
Like, it was so
Well,
dumb.
he probably knew he was a bad
no,
guy.
come on, come on.
He knew of the. Oh well, I was gonna say he knew of the guys
Did he?
or the brother. Yeah, because he said when they presented the dossier on the guy,
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, this guy from here." So he actually knew.
I just
And
feel
then the
like
whole
it was-
thing with the son, like,
Oh,
you know,
God, that was so bad.
Very stereotypical.
yeah. Where it's like, hey, your dad tried killing your mom. And it's like, yeah, but my dad's been a douche to me my entire life. Basically locked me up in prison. But he's my dad, so I'm going to side with him.
Yes.
yeah.
He
No,
is
no,
my
I'm going
family.
to side with my
crazy uncle.
who's exactly.
This is the second movie in a row where they've had naive kids,
Yeah.
and eventually they swung around, but still,
Still, like,
Hey, who were the two people he's like,
Right.
and the guy who died?
Nick and
Yaz
Yaz.
and Nick.
they were.
How much are they in the first movie?
They were
Sort of,
coordinating
yeah.
the
Extraction.
yeah in the first
Okay.
one.
I barely remembered them.
Okay, I thought Nick was the kid.
No,
No.
Nick is
Nick is the
Nick was
woman.
the girl.
Yeah. Oh wait, who's
The
the
lady.
Other?
The lady.
Wait, who's the other one?
Yes.
Yaz was the guy.
Yaz is
Yeah.
the guy.
Oh wow,
Her brother.
Yeah.
game changer. Okay.
Yeah. But all right. So,
Also, I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. The train thing was kind of stupid.
oh,
but
the
whatever.
train thing was too over the top.
I didn't
None of,
understand
like-
how they didn't know the bridge wasn't out yet. Like, it's like, yes, here's the train that we like coordinate and set up and put a bunch of guns on board. Yet we don't have the intelligence that the bridge. is out.
No.
It was supposed to stop.
It was supposed to stop.
It was supposed to stop. The brakes were gone.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Yeah.
even find that the problem with the train scene. I find it's like you presented us with this really awesome prison fight scene and like this pretty good chase scene in the cars,
Yeah.
and then we're on a train and a minigun is shooting at Chris Hemsworth and he's shooting at him and he's completely exposed.
Yeah.
But for, all the bullets are just missing.
And also,
I
there's
don't know. It's just too ridiculous.
what sort of explosives are on all these missiles that are getting shot at the train and hitting the train, yet not blowing up anything?
Yeah,
Same ones that were hitting the cars.
Yeah, guess
I
so.
couldn't.
Yeah, right. Like they take like 3 RPGs
Yep.
and then it blows up. Like,
yeah, I don't like. It's just
Like, I understand the cars are heavily armored, and I'm sure the
Sure.
train is heavily
every
armored.
car that they drove
But
was
come
heavily
on.
well,
armored.
why would the train be heavily armored?
Because it's an
Just in
armored
case.
train.
Was it? Did
Look,
say
they
that?
put billions of dollars into making every vehicle armored. Why not do a train?
I also the helicopters were from what was the name of the family, the Nas something.
InGen?
Ninja or something. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm saying
Ninjago?
InGen
Ninjago,
from
yeah.
Jurassic Park,
Oh,
but no,
InGen.
Yeah, it says engine on those choppers.
Yeah. No, but so
it's at 2 teams.
Yeah, like there was 2 teams like chasing them at
Yeah.
one point. Anyway,
anyways, so all the helicopters and whatnot, like those are from that crime syndicate,
Okay.
right? Am I wrong in thinking this?
Theoretically,
and then
right.
that's a very
why-
very well financed.
why does he
crime
end up in
syndicate.
jail? By the way, just because he's caused all this?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
But my question here is like, all right, so how did they find out so quickly?
We'll find out.
The crime syndicate, like that are attacking him during the entire one shot. Like, there's the prison riot, and then like,
Oh no!
Guards,
Isn't that
they essentially had guards bought.
no, I understand
no?
that.
Isn't that the no? I don't think that's the syndicate chasing him. I think that's the like prison people.
Oh
With
no,
helicopters
no,
and
no, no.
RPGs?
That's the bad guy's
Yeah.
brother.
That's
Yeah.
not the army.
No.
No, that's the guy. That's the bad
Yeah.
guy who's coordinating all
See, I
that.
had no idea. Like, I mean,
Because like they're even talking about like trying to get the assets, like the woman, the two kids.
oh, okay.
So like my question is, how did they know so quickly that that's what was happening? It is complete chaos in that prison, and
Oh,
yet
but
they know exactly
I
what
thought-
is
I
going
think
on.
I thought
they
the guards.
hired them.
No, the guards were bought off.
I understand the guards are bought
So
off.
if they simply
but-
made a phone call and said, "Hey, look, your brother's wife is taken,"
yeah, but in the confusion, like in that kind of confusion, do you really think they could? They were like, "Hey, wait a minute."
But like,
yeah, probably
who hired Idris Elba and why?
his ex-wife.
But she's been in jail for a while.
No, his ex-wife.
Oh, his ex-wife. That's right. Yeah. I was thinking the
okay.
sister.
No, his ex-wife
Yeah.
hired Idris Elba
Yes.
to
hire
convince.
him.
Yeah,
Okay.
to convince him.
Okay.
Which is like weird that wedding day they weren't like, hey, you probably shouldn't get involved with this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. They could have been separate. Look,
I-
look. It's a movie. Give it to me.
Like I said, the plot is pretty
yeah,
dumb.
it's
All right.
very like Transformers. Just take it as it is.
Yeah.
I would have loved for there to be a G.I. Joe twist.
Let's not.
I
No, I
still
already
am not
listen.
over that.
I
I'm
get
not
I
over
get
it
one of
either.
these
Not
a year.
over that.
I love it.
Let's just do one of the weird twists a year, and let's leave it at
Yeah.
G.I.
You know
Joe.
what? It's weird, but you know what could end up being twisted into the G.I. Joe Transformers? Power Rangers.
Oh, is that
Power Rangers is
Hasbro?
well, it's not just Hasbro. So is it IDW or so? Like the comic books, like they're owned by the same company,
Oh, wow.
so it could tie in with the Power Rangers.
Speaking of a follow-up to last week, I believe Flash came in 4th this weekend at the box office.
Spider-Verse came in first.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Flash is a tanker.
Yeah, it is.
So
Had a
flop.
bigger drop-off than Black Adam.
Look,
is
it might
crazy.
be the biggest flop of the year.
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Which
so
is weird.
far.
It's really not that bad, but like I understand people have no reason to see it.
Yeah.
There's no reason to see it. You're good. You won't be any different of a person. All right.
Such a flop. I'm so just.
Let's give this a
Let's-
rating before we move on.
Let's
John, what do you give Extraction to?
just trying to think of some kind of extraction pun. Okay, I really wasn't the biggest fan of the action scenes. I'm gonna give it a 6.2.
6.2, okay. Chris?
I'm higher. 7.7.
Wow. I'm sort of in the middle. I was going with like a 6.7.
Okay. Fair.
It was fun.
So now that we have another Netflix action movie under our belt, you proposed a.
Oh God, this isn't the end of the podcast. Yeah. Well, we can be quick about this. I guess
this is quick.
it seems like that Netflix has 1 billion action movies, Netflix original action movies. And I thought it'd be fun to separate the 6.9s from the 6.2s. So I threw out there of doing a Mount Rushmore of Netflix original action movies, which we've talked about so many on this podcast through the years.
We have actually
we
talked
have.
about a lot.
We're talking about movies, such classics like The Old Guard, Six Underground, Triple Frontier, Others. The Gray Man last year.
I forgot about Triple Frontier.
Who could have forgotten about The Gray Man? Red Notice. Wasn't there another
Oh,
one that just
God,
came
yeah.
out too with her?
Gal Gadot.
Red Notice.
No,
Old
there's
Guard.
going to be. I think. She
Oh,
has-
it's going.
Yeah,
okay,
they're
it's
coming out with a Red Guard
okay.
too.
No, but like she has.
Maybe it was a
solo-
trailer that dropped. But yeah, so there's no shortage of Netflix action movies. So I want to know, where do you guys stand? Where's your top 4?
Oh boy.
Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll go
All right, cool.
because you were all looking at me.
We're all looking at you because we know it's probably all downhill from here.
So okay, so I need answers on whether or not these are
If it's a
movies.
action sci-fi or action adventure or action fantasy, as long as action's in that title.
all right. So I don't know if Mitchell's versus Machines is action.
It is because it's on my list.
Oh, is it? Okay, that was one.
Sweet.
I also put this is more of a drama, so maybe it's not I don't know. You'll tell me.
Okay.
Beast of No Nation.
Ooh, you're going way back on that one.
Yeah. Idris Elba.
Yeah, that was.
Is
I've
that
seen that
action
on the
or
list.
more? Is that action or drama? It's definitely a drama,
I've
but
never seen it.
Never seen it.
So
yeah.
that's all right. Then that will be TBD.
Okay.
Then I have The Old Guard. I have Extraction 2,
Okay.
Okay.
and shockingly, I've actually rewatched it a couple times. Bright.
Okay.
Cheer
Yeah.
God.
Do you have any Bright revisited thoughts?
No, it's just like a fantastical just movie set in like some version of LA.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just for some reason just interesting enough for me to rewatch it.
Okay.
Among other movies.
But
Like
not
Bird
in-
Box I never went back.
Yeah.
I know it was good when I first saw it, but I've never went back. So but yeah, those are
That was another possibility. Was Bird Box?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go because two of mine have already been mentioned. So
Oh, sorry.
I also went with Mitchell's versus the Machines and Old Guard. Did actually really like the old.
Understandable. I think of all the ratings, probably those are our highest.
Yeah. Then I went with Extinction, which is a movie John and I praised the twist on, where it's like the alien invasion, but it's like the humans are actually robots or androids.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
the
right. Yeah, you were going
aliens
on
are
that.
humans. Like that was a good twist, and it was an enjoyable movie. And I've seen it again since watching it. And then I really struggled, and I was like, you know what? The Atom Project wasn't horrible, so I'll go with that.
Really?
It wasn't horrible.
Okay. Palatable. I get it.
Yeah.
All right, John.
Okay, I have 4 movies that aren't on your guys' list.
Wow, okay.
First one for me, Triple Frontier, which
Yeah.
I would say is probably my favorite. Not that it's like incredible, but it's pretty good. And yeah, I don't know.
It's a 6'8", where ours is 6'2".
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Then these aren't straight action movies, especially because I don't
if
know.
you throw a Knives
Come
Out in
on.
there,
No,
those
I'm
aren't
not.
action.
I'm not
Okay.
going to do that. No, but it's not like more of a contemporary. So I'm picking 2 medieval ones. I've got The Outlaw
Ooh,
King,
yeah.
Okay.
Chris
Think
Pine.
about that.
That's pretty good, and that actually has some pretty good action scenes if I remember.
Yeah, it's
correctly.
not, but it does get a little dragged out in some areas.
Yeah, and then I'm also going to go with The King, the one with Timothy Chalamet and Joel Edgerton,
Okay.
which they do a little Agincourt action, and what's his face from Batman and the Lighthouse? Robert Pattinson turn as the French Dauphin, who's like he's really going for something on that one. I don't know. It's crazy. And then my 4th one, kind of just out of nowhere. In fact, I totally forgot about this until I was like looking for my movies for my dad to watch while we were on vacation. Do you guys remember The Highwaymen with Kevin Costner
Yes.
and Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, that was the
No.
Bonnie and Clyde. They were trying to capture them, right?
Yeah, they're playing like
Was that-
FBI agents.
Was that really like good?
It was fine. I don't know. I remember it being like an okay watch. There's a very like. You don't have to do much to get into the Mount Rushmore of Netflix action.
No,
movies.
you
No,
don't.
no, no. Agreed.
It doesn't
agreed.
have. I don't think there's like any like incredible like choreographed scenes, but maybe I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in like 6 years and probably haven't thought about it since. But yeah, that's my list.
All right.
Okay.
I was thinking about The Highwaymen too. Watching that.
I didn't even know about it. So
It's a very much.
It's-
It's like a dad movie.
Yeah, it's right up there. It's kind of I don't want to say it's similar to the what's that Prohibition one with Kevin Costner, Untouchables.
Untouchables.
Yeah,
Sort of in that kind of vein, but
kind of like a Road to Perdition / Public Enemies. Yeah,
Road to
it's-
Perdition comic book movie.
Yes, Tom Hanks has been in the comic book movies. Yes.
All right. So that does it for us for this week. I think next week we're going to try and shoot for Indy if we can.
Yep, Indy. Sam and I did see Asteroid City, so
Yep.
we'll have some words on that. We didn't want to cover it without Sam.
According to John, I will not like this movie.
No.
Do you like Wes Anderson movies?
I can name a couple. I'm sorry.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Royal Tannenbaums.
There's the Life of Steve Zissou or whatever.
Yeah,
The Life Aquatic. That's it.
Sam, Sean, have you ever seen the stop motions ones he does? 'Cause I feel like you would like
Isle of
Fantastic
Dogs
Mr.
and
Fox.
yeah, I've always wanted to. My issue with is I don't like Wes Anderson's style.
Okay. It's a little bit different, but anyway, we can talk about that next week.
Yeah, so we'll shoot for at least those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
We gotta at least try watching.
I mean, I'll probably give a little hit up on Witcher if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
fine.
But yeah, so that if you like all the episodes, you can find them on all the other streaming services for free.
Yep.
Obviously, you can send us a message on Facebook too. Obviously, and Sam should be back next week.
If he finds his voice.
Right. That does it for us for this week. Until next time.
This is Prince Charming over there. Want to see what she does.
Bingo.